What's going on, guys? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How's everybody doing out there? Okay, let's get right into it here. Got a couple of topics to cover, guys. I will be live around between 5 and 5:30 p.m. Central today. Wes is coming on the channel. We're going to talk some Onyx coin, the whole incident about what happened. Going to get details on all of that, so make sure that you guys are here for that. William, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. As always, my friend, make sure you smash the likes and subscribe, guys. Funky, it's port dump day, bounce back by the end of the weekend. Just my opinion. Nice. Yeah, I could see it. I could see it. Could be a little bit of a, reset or something like that. But Stargazer, what's up, man? I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. What is going on? It's been a minute. So as we can see, guys, JASMY's come down to retest the trend line on this bull pennant. We talked about it in this afternoon's TA video. As we can see, it's perfectly normal, though, guys. Look at this very, very perfect retest that we have going on here. Look at this. Perfect retest of the trend line. You love to see that before continuation to the upside. Cools off the RSI. RSI's back in the neutral. 53.11. Very nice. Very, very nice. JJ, what's up, man? Wait, I'm tired today, guys. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you, Stargazer. We've been through this a billion times. No big deal. Yes. David, what's up, buddy? What is going on? The ducks in my pond with the super chat. Man, again, I have to keep saying it. You have the best name I think I've ever seen on YouTube, man. The ducks in my pond are all getting eaten. What is that? List Ningon, a remote island branch of the Southwest Florida. Let's go, future crypto millionaires. Yes. Absolutely, man. Let's all pool together. We'll buy that island, man. We'll buy it. We'll rename it Crypto Island. That sounds like a good plan to me, man. Beach. Oh, beach. Okay. Yes. David, you must live in Springfield. Nice. Thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. It's always greatly appreciated. We don't get them much, again, so when you guys do support the channel and you send those super chats in, it's in the feels, guys. It's in the feels. It means a lot. So absolutely. We got some news to cover today. Stargazer, I bought $100 in Velo yesterday. Do you think it will do? I do. I am a fan of Velo. Yes, I don't hold any right now. I used to hold some. I think I took profits on it because it pumped, but I am bullish on it. I am bullish on it. Yes, I think it will do very well. Didn't they just announced something? What did they partner with? They just partnered with somebody massive too. Was it BlackRock or something? I can't remember. It was big though. It was big. They just announced about 2.5 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. They had announced a pretty big partnership. So yes, I am a bullish. Let's have a look at the bubbles, guys. Check it out. Bitcoin 63.4. What did I tell you guys? I told you guys yesterday, and I'm going to show you the Bitcoin chart. I'll show you right now. I'll show you right now. Those of you who were here yesterday for last night's live stream, look at, I put this line in here, and I said Bitcoin, when it was up here, Bitcoin could come down and retest this line around 63K. And look, we kissed off it perfectly. Perfect call, guys. Now, we need, we would like Bitcoin to get back up over the 200-day SMA here. We're just a hair below it. Can we close the candle, the daily candle above it? That's what I'll be looking for right now. RSI plummeted back down into the neutral, which is fantastic. Nice little cool-off period here, guys. Absolutely beautiful. JJ, hey, Rob, check out AWT. I know AWT has been manipulated a lot lately. I noticed that the price keeps fluctuating like randomly at like 1 o'clock in the morning. It will be up like 30% out of nowhere, right? It's crazy. All right, yeah, see, it's spiked up. It spiked up again a little while ago. People are using it to, traders are using it right now to make some money. Look, it's up 54% right now, right? Traders are using it right now to make a pretty penny. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, nice little spike on AWT. Absolutely. Beautiful. All right, let's go back over to the bubbles. So as we can see, guys, some good DCA opportunities. Now, you might look at this and go, oh, look at the daily sucks, man. Look at the weekly. Let me refresh your memory a little bit here. Boom. Should we go to the monthly? Pow. Remember when we were talking? Remember, oh, September is going to be a red month. Not so much. Look at the month. This is the month. Beautiful. Beautiful month of September. You'll love to see it, guys. All right. So, but some of these projects are holding pretty strong above, because with all the pumping, Onyx Coin's holding back above 2014. It's holding nicely above that level. Perfect. Swift above 2033. Very nice. Very nice. But still good DCA opportunities, right? Still some good DCA opportunities. Now, I had announced in yesterday, guys, listen, over on the Patreon, we do group video calls where we all chat. And I informed everyone over there about a project that I am going to be scooping up right now, stuffing my bags with, another project, right? If you're over on the Patreon, you know what it is. Today is the perfect day to stock up on said project. Again, guys, if you want to know what it is, get over to the Patreon. Also, guys, I've had no choice but to limit spots over there, okay? So there's only a limited amount of spots over on the Patreon at this point, because I have to be able to give everyone over there the attention that they need. And to be able to do that, I have to limit the spots. So there are limited spots, so get over there before there are no more spots available, guys. Book your one-on-one coaching calls or join our group video calls as well. It's a lot of fun. David, I don't know what I want more for crypto to stay in the red so I can accumulate more, or for it to run so I can make some profit. Man, I feel the same way, man. I'm an emotional tug of war, right? I'm like, come on, like I'm not done. I need more. I need more. I want this project now. Now I need a bag of that project. But then at the same time, it's like, okay, but like I've been doing this for this cycle's been 3 years. I'm ready to go, right? I'm ready to make those profits and start a new cycle over again. So I feel you, man. I feel you. Liquidity, what's up, Ed? So yeah, there's some good opportunities out there. Look at Ondo right now, 76 cents. Wow. What's Pith doing? Pith is 34 cents. Love it. Absolutely love it. Aerodrome looking good. Liquidity, absolutely impossible to know what's coming short term. We just hodl and DCA. That's the plan, man. Exactly. That's why hodling has always been the best strategy in crypto, right? Just DCAing and hodling. Stargazer will never feel like enough. Yes, exactly. Exactly. I could stuff my portfolio with 10 more bags, big juicy bags of great projects, right? And then before the market pumps, and when the market starts pumping, I'll still feel like I wish I had more time to buy more, right? It's never enough. Exactly, Stargazer. Simon, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, my friend. All right, let's get into some of the news we got to cover here, shall we? Got to get into some of this stuff. I gotta get through the news. I gotta head to the gym. Healthy body, healthy mind, healthy portfolio. You guys know. You guys know. Stargazer, you ain't lying. Yeah, no kidding, eh? No kidding. So yeah, there's some good opportunities here, though, guys. If you wanna stuff some bags, you're running out of time very, very quickly. Somebody had asked me if I was bullish on LCX yesterday. Extremely bullish on LCX, and I don't even hold any. I wish I did. I don't, but I am extremely bullish on it. So yes. Filecoin's looking good. SEI, yeah, some good opportunities, guys. Some fantastic opportunities out there. All right, we got a couple of videos to get through. Let's see what's on the agenda today, shall we? Dumb Money, what's up, buddy? No No power or internet. Can't watch my portfolio, but there's another. There is another day. Yeah. Hey, sometimes it's a good thing. It's a red day, so sometimes it's a good thing that you can't watch your portfolio today. It's a blessing, right? So listen up to this, guys. Brad Garlinghouse raises his $5 trillion prediction in crypto. Check it out.
This morning. Joining me right now exclusively is the CEO of Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse. Brad, it's great to see you.
Great to see you again.
Thank you so much for being here. First, assess where we are in this market, because crypto is up huge in just the last couple of weeks, right?
Well, it's been up. It came down a little bit this past weekend, but I think if you step back over the last 6 months, Bitcoin's up about 250%. I think you're going to continue to see tailwinds, partly because of the ETFs that have been approved, which you and I spoke about in Davos, but also the upcoming halving, which is imminent.
Yeah, it's a great point. The ETF introduction really broadened out the market in terms of potential users, I think, and people wanted to get in on it, so they bought an ETF to do so. But you recently predicted that the crypto market will double in size to $5 trillion by the end of 2024. That is a big prediction just by the end of this year.
Yeah, I don't even feel like it's that big a prediction when you step back. And, like any market, this is driven by supply and demand. You have decreasing supply for a whole bunch of reasons, the halving of Bitcoin being an important one. You have an increasing demand, the ETF being a key part of that. And I think it's also people realizing that crypto plays a role as an asset. It's a $2.5 trillion market. Maybe it's a little less than that now. But so it's basically just predicting it's going to double by the end of the year. And if anything, I think I probably underpredicted that.
I feel like Washington is still trying to understand this market, and the people writing the legislation or potential legislation here to put barriers and around this market. I don't know that they really understand the strength and the growth story here. But you think putting regulation around this, putting barriers in place is going to be a positive for this market?
There is no question. I mean, one of the headwinds that has held back the market, the largest economy in the world, the United States, has been one of the most problematic for the crypto market. Innovation, entrepreneurs, and capital have flown into markets that have actually constructively engaged this market. So Dubai, Singapore, even the UK, the EU has passed legislative progress here. The U.S. has really been behind the 8 ball. This administration, I think, has taken a pretty anti-crypto stance, led by the SEC. Gary Gensler, as the chair, has really taken...
Because he doesn't understand it.
I think there's
maybe he doesn't. The people working for him don't.
It's not clear to me. I mean, clearly, I think you have politicians, and I would frankly call out Elizabeth Warren goes out and says the only people using crypto are, bad actors. It's just not true. And the U.S. should have a pro-innovation, pro-compliance policy. This is good for, in terms of growing jobs, high-paying jobs, growing the economy. And I think you're seeing that, people go out and just, talking points around anti-crypto that it doesn't even make sense. This shouldn't even be a partisan issue. This is about growing our economy.
Yeah.
This is about leading the next wave of innovation. I was around Silicon Valley when the internet was booming, massive amount of value creation, massive amount of job creation. The blockchain and crypto space is here to stay, and I think that's become clearer and clearer. But the U.S. government needs to embrace that and put those clear rules around it so that all participants can play and grow.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned all of those countries, because that's also an opportunity for you, obviously, at Ripple. I want to get your take on that, because you recently announced Ripple is launching a U.S. dollar-backed stablecoin later this year. You say this bridges the gap between traditional finance and cryptocurrency. Tell us how that will play out, why it's valuable, and give us the growth story for Ripple. Where does growth come from at your company in the coming 3 years?
So to start on that last piece, Ripple, about over 95% of our customers are non-US financial institutions. We sell payment solutions, we sell custody solutions around blockchain and crypto. We're going to keep expanding, even though the US market, as we were talking about earlier, partly from a regulatory point of view, has been slow to adopt. The non-US market has been really, really strong for us. And you're
going to be the infrastructure around all of that.
That is our goal. And we think that opportunity is huge. We think that's going to be great for Ripple. We think it's going to be great for XRP, which is a digital asset we use. So I'm very, very optimistic about that. I just think that the US needs to figure it out.
And the stablecoin?
Oh, the stablecoin. So Ripple has always been about how do we bridge this new world with a traditional kind of, people call it TradFi, traditional finance. And at Ripple has always been that bridge. We started around payments and we sell into banks. A stablecoin, the demand for stablecoins has exceeded, I think, what people thought. It's a $150 billion asset class right now. Some forecast it to be over 2-3 trillion in a few years. The players in that space, particularly one called Tether, is a non-US based entity. And the US, frankly, is kind of going after that because they want this to be regulated. Just yesterday, there's a new bill introduced in the Senate to create some stablecoin legislation, which I think is a positive step of like, hey, finally, we might get some forward momentum there. But I think that market's going to grow a lot. I think a US-based player who is compliance first has a great role to play.
It's a great story to tell. Brad, thank you so much for being here.
It's good to see you.
Great to see you.
Absolutely, guys. Absolutely. Listen, the US and China, right? Two of the world's largest economies in the world have started cutting rates. And what comes next? China's already printing money, I believe. Japan's talking about printing money if they need to. So you know that quantitative easing is going to be starting to take place here in the U.S. as well. The money printer is going to turn on. The two largest world economies, guys, have started cutting rates and are going to start printing money. What do you think that equals for risk on assets? Explosions. Diamond Balls, I hope you don't get to the gym. Go to the gym just to do sit-ups. Do a live stream of your workout. Yeah, I don't know if people want to see that, man. I'm not a nice guy when I'm at the gym. It's all growls and you know, the headphones are on. It's not a pretty sight, man. Simon, Rob, did you see the news about XRP having? Yes, I did. I've noticed that there is a bit of a taboo on YouTube about talking about XRP. Whenever you do, you start getting almost shadow banned for it, right? I watched a video from another YouTuber who has like something like 400,000 subscribers, and he said the same thing. As soon as he started doing videos about XRP, he started getting shadow banned. His subscriber count, you know, just hit a brick wall all of a sudden. The algorithm stopped pushing his content out, right? So I don't know what it is. And I noticed the same thing. I tested it. I did a handful of XRP videos last month, and something very similar had happened to me. So that's why I tend not to talk about it, because I mean, there is very clearly an algorithm that is on YouTube that is against XRP. So I don't know why. Hopefully they lift it, but yeah. Check it out, guys. Rect Capital says, at its worst, this September gave us a double-digit downside month. At its best, this September gave us a double-digit upside month. In the end, looks like Bitcoin's going to finish the month at +7. 7 up, guys. 7 up, right? This is the greenest September in the history of Bitcoin. In the history of it, right? So the question is, are we going to see an absolutely massive October, November, December as a result, or are we going to end up seeing a red October, November, December as a result? What do you think? Personally, I believe we're about to see absolute pandemonium to the upside, but I want to know what you guys think, right? What else do we got? So Forbes is teaching its audience how to buy Fidelity's spot Bitcoin ETF. Check it out, guys. Big things. Forbes is teaching people how to buy Bitcoin ETFs. Huge. Huge. This is adoption, guys. This is what adoption looks like. What else do we got? So Blockchain Daily says, breaking news, Coinbase users receive restricted measures with no warning. Not your keys, not your coins. I don't know what this is about. I don't use Coinbase, guys. So you guys are going to have to tell me if you're experiencing this. Crypto sends restricted. As a precautionary measure to protect you against potential losses, we have limited your ability to send crypto until October 28th. Please try again after this. So now, instead of saying that they're having technical difficulties. Now they're not letting you have access to your crypto to protect you, right? No, you can't move your crypto off our platform because we want to protect you, bro. Good afternoon, Beebs. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you, David. I believe it. They don't us peasants to get into it. They want it for themselves. NWO, absolutely, man, absolutely, brother. I agree, right? They'll let us get into it after they're ready to pump it, like after it's pumped, and they're ready to dump on us. That's when they'll let us, that's when they'll say, oh, it's a great thing. It's a great thing. You should get into it. You should buy our bags, right? Yeah, no thanks. All right. And it's always good to see Gensler getting grilled, guys. So we got to see this.
When Mr. Gensler was testifying before the Financial Services Committee, I asked him whether the sale of a Pokemon card constitutes a security transaction, and he said no. I then asked him whether the sale of a Pokemon card via the blockchain, whether that constitutes a security transaction, and he equivocated. And he seems to hold that the mere use of a blockchain, the mere process of tokenization, magically transfers a commodity into a security. It magically transforms a collectible, like a Pokemon card, into a security. Again, the Supreme Court has said what matters is not the form of the transaction. What matters is the substance, the economic reality of the transaction. If you apply the logic of the Supreme Court to the Pokemon hypothetical, what matters is not whether a Pokemon card takes a tokenized form. What matters is the underlying economic reality of the Pokemon sale, regardless of its tokenized form. So would it be fair to say that the economic reality of purchasing a collectible, like a Pokemon card, is qualitatively different from the economic reality of purchasing a security like an Apple stock? Mr. Gallagher, do you wish to weigh in?
Congressman, I think that would be fair to say. I think there's a minor distinction if you're buying a piece of a Pokemon card versus the whole card. I think that's might be a little bit of a different analysis, but I think your statement's fair.
But the value of a Pokemon card does not depend on a Pokemon corporation.
That's
right.
correct.
It's a collectible.
That's right.
Dumb money, Rob. You still considering buying ETF BTC? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. But not until the bear market. Not till like the end of 2026. All right, what else do we got? Oh yes, we always like to check in on Rect Capital, right? We always love to check him out. All right, so what does he have to say here? It says if you enjoyed a 1-minute summary on BTC, check out this video here. Check it out. 1-minute summary on BTC.
Here's the one chart that you need for this bull market when it comes to Bitcoin's price action. We'll be talking about the different phases that we tend to see across time and across history. Whenever we see a macro downtrend break this diagonal resistance, we see a new bull market take place. And the bull market lasts for a certain time going into the halving, but then we transition into a pre-halving retrace. And the same thing here, diagonal macro downtrend, and we break out going into the halving, and then we experience a sideways or pulling back retrace. And the thing about this chart in particular is that we tend to see a mirror situation occurring when it comes to the halving. So before the halving, we tend to see a bear market bottom. And then after the halving, if we just copy paste 550 days, roughly speaking, then we see a bull market top. And so if these principles persist, if we see a bull market top take place 550 days after the halving, that gets us into September 2025, October 2025.
What did I call 2 months ago? What did I tell? Some of you guys will remember. I said the date for me of the top of the bull run is September 12th, 2025. Right? Did I not say that 2 months ago? Right? Called it, guys. Absolutely. This is pretty cool. This I just wanted to show you guys. The crazy story of Eric Elliott, who spent $800 building a computer in 2011 when BTC first traded above $1.
Eric Elliott. I'm an internet developer. I am a Bitcoin miner. Bitcoin is a decentralized cryptocurrency.
I can't play it. It's got music. Damn it. I didn't even think about it. Anyway, the guy was one of the first Bitcoin miners mining Bitcoin back in 2011. He was mining 1 Bitcoin per day back then. Man, wish I had got in on that. And what do we got today, guys? Jerome Powell says there could be 2 additional cuts this year, totaling 50 basis points. So just like I said, for the rest of the year, November, December, we'll probably see 25 basis point cuts on 2 separate occasions, which will give us a grand total of 1% for the year in cuts. And who knows what will happen next year, but that's extremely bullish, guys. Extremely bullish, right? Rob has a crystal ball. Yeah, I wish. Now, another perspective on the monthly chart, guys. Check it out. 80% of Octobers were green. Okay, so 80% of Octobers. Boom, 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 boom. Check it out, right? Green. 100% of election years had a green October, November, December. So every election year so far, 100% of the time, we've had green quarter fours, October, November, December. Somebody had said in the live chat last night, they said, oh, I don't think that it's going to be a green after the election. It's been green after the election 100% of the time since the inception of crypto and Bitcoin, right? So absolutely, guys. 100% of the year, 100% of the years with green September had a green October, November, December as well. As you can see here, look, green September, green, 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 green September, green, 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 green September, green, green, green. Here we go, green September. Man, I'm so excited, guys. I'm so excited. I don't even know what to say. Q4 starts tomorrow. I'm so excited. All right, and we have, let's talk about this. The global rate cut cycle will power risk assets even higher. Investors tend to focus on monetary policy from the major central banks in Canada, Sweden, and Switzerland have each cut rates 3 times this year. Lower borrowing costs going forward should boost the price outlook for crypto, says Scott Garlis. Global interest rate policy is headed even lower. As human beings, we tend to focus on the micro. We spend the bulk of our lives figuring out how to better ourselves and achieve our maximum potential. Growing up, we focus on school and sports to get smart, build work ethic, and learn to work with others. And then, as an adult, we work to provide a better life for our children than one experienced growing up. Wall Street isn't much different. Fund managers, stock pickers, traders, you name it, all have areas where they're experts. A fund manager might specialize in certain investment strategy, an analyst in a specific sector, or a trader in a particular asset class, but most of the time, due to the multitude of opportunities, their focus tends to be on one country. So focusing on what's happening in our immediate vicinity is almost ingrained, but due to the concentration, we can sometimes miss the big picture events that are happening around us. Often I see this with central bank policy. Investors tend to focus on what's happening at home with our economy and the Federal Reserve, or even if they branch out, they'll consider what's happening in Europe and the European Central Bank. But many times investors on Wall Street and Main Street pay little heed to what's happening in economies outside of those regions. Consequently, they pay even less attention to what's happening at central banks outside of the majors. I get it. The U.S. and European in aggregate make up the world's 2 largest economies. Well, right now, based on what I'm seeing, those policymakers outside of the major economic centers are becoming more accommodative. In other words, it's going to cost less to borrow money moving forward. That means global liquidity should improve, boosting the outlook for risk assets like cryptocurrencies. But don't take my word for it. Let's look at the data, what the data is telling us. In late 2021, early 2022, the global economy watched inflation growth skyrocket. In 2020, most nations were dealing with a pandemic-driven shutdowns. So, to keep people at home, governments provided individuals with all sorts of stimulus. But then it got worse. To boost economic output even more, money was introduced. In March 2021, our Congress passed a $2.1 trillion stimulus bill for just this purpose. However, lawmakers didn't anticipate the savings boom as people worked from home. Individual savings exploded at one point. The number jumped to a record 32%, according to the U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis. And after a brief pullback, at the same number shot back up 26%. Those rates haven't been seen before or since. So people got free money to sit at home, but they worked from home, so they took that money that they got for free and shoved it into savings. Smart. Now all that cash was intended for things like mortgage payments and rent, but people had other ideas. They bought televisions, cars, or whatever they could get their hands on. This caused the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics Consumer Price Index to shoot up 9.1%, the highest level in over 4 decades. But it wasn't just a US-based phenomenon. It happened everywhere. Look at this chart of inflation growth in the US, European, England, and Japan to see what I'm talking about. On the left side of the chart, you see inflation growth in the nation is trudging through, not after the pandemic. In late 2020, early 2021, then as stimulus efforts build, inflation takes off. In the middle of the chart, you'll notice CPI growth starts to peak in mid-2022. That's due to the aggressive rate hikes done by the banks of England, ECB, and the Fed. On the left side of the chart, you see interest rates started rising in early 2022. That was several months before inflation growth peaked, and then we move further out into 2022, into 2023. We see policy tightening gets more aggressive. But if we reference our CPI charts, we notice something else that is happening. As rates go up rapidly, inflation rolls over. The further we move right on the graph, the inflation keeps falling. In fact, by the time the BOE, ECB, and the Fed finally stopped raising rates, CPI growth in each of those economic regions has been cut in half from the peaks. Taking it one step more or further, let's go back to look at the right side of the chart, of each chart, In our CPI example, we notice inflation growth in England, Europe, and the US is now around 2.5%. Those are lowest levels since early 2021 and close to the global central bank target of roughly 2%. As a result, interest rates have started to drop. So now let's look at what's happening in other parts of the world. I choose Canada, Sweden, and Switzerland. It's not that any of them are inconsequential, but if you ask someone to name a major economy, I'll bet none of those nations come up. The Bank of Canada might have a shot, but the Swiss National Bank and Riksbank are afterthoughts. Yet, according to the World Bank, Canada makes up 2.1% of global GDP, Switzerland almost 1%, Sweden 0.6%. That makes them the world's 9th, 20th, and 23rd largest economies. In other words, they control a lot of spending power. Look at this chart of inflation growing over those three nations. Canada wasn't. Canada's in the black there. That's me. That's where I'm from. It looks like the earlier example, inflation took off in 2021, peaked in 2022, and now it's all below 2% target. So yeah, Canada's cut rates, I think 3 or 4 times now this year as well. As a result, they're all getting started to slash their interest rates. The above chart shows the U.S. Bank of Canada, the Riksbank, and the Swiss National Bank have all lowered rates 3 times this year. In addition, They've all said inflation growth is slowing more rapidly than anticipated, so they're prepared to cut even more. Here's why it matters. Like I said above, none of those are economies that come to the front of people's minds. However, they're some of the most important in the world. So the spending power of these citizens is important to global growth. And at the same time, the investing power of those same people is equally important to global markets. If each of these central banks has already cut rates 3 times, and it intends to cut more, this means one thing: the cost of borrowing money in each of those nations is getting cheaper. That means fund managers and individual investors in those countries will be more willing to leverage up and take risks. As those institutions and individuals look for compelling reasons, the inevitability turn to cryptocurrency. They will inevitably turn to cryptocurrency. U.S. markets will be a popular destination for many of those funds, given the economic growth picture and technology revolution that is taking place. And all of that is to put to work. It should underpin a steady rally in cryptocurrency like Bitcoin and Ethereum. So, guys, rates are being cut across the board. Like I said, the 2 largest economies in the world, the US and China, are cutting rates rapidly. The money printers are turning back on. Are you ready to go is the question. David, if Trump wins, it's probably going to be green all. Oh yeah, no kidding. Simon, hey Rob, I assume that you probably see on the internet of ongoing controversy about people saying BTC won't have a bull run, it will crash. What's your thoughts on that? You know what, man? Those people, like, there's always going to be those people every cycle, right? There's people that say that Bitcoin's about to crash and there's not going to be a bull run and stuff. And those people are what I like to call wrong. So I wouldn't even worry about it. People switching up Bitcoin and switching up bullish and bearish. Absolutely hilarious. Thanks for keeping it real, Rob. So far, your calls have been 100. Hey, man, I do what I can, liquidity. I do what I can, man. I keep it straight across the board. And, we're going to navigate these waters together, man. Strange Sky, what's up, man? Bullish tomorrow, October. Yes, let's go. Now, guys, keep in mind, don't get fooled. We could see the first, 4 to 7 days of October be red, right? Don't let that get you down, right? September started, the first week of September was like mega red. And now it's finishing the month like plus 7% or something. So I wouldn't sweat it, right? I would not sweat it. All right, so that is the news, guys. As it stands, we're all caught up in the chat. So as always, guys, like I said, limited spots available over on the Patreon, guys. Get over there before there are no more spots available. Book your one-on-one coaching sessions. Let's get you in there. We got some group video calls we're going to be doing today. The link's down below, guys. Get over to the Patreon. Like I said, limited spots, guys. I'm telling you right now. Simon, thank you, Rob. Excited for what's coming. Will you also be running the channel during the next cycle? 100% I will be, Simon. 100% I will be here at least until 2029, the peak of the next bull run. At least. Probably be here longer than that, though, to be honest with you. Atlanta, please help out if you can. Trying to get my wife and kids out of Asheville, North Carolina. Charlotte, please help out. Watching from the inside of my car in NC. No power. Storm was bad here. Anyway, people can help. Groceries, please and thank you. Pray for us in Chime. I'm praying for you, my friend. I am definitely praying for you. I hope that everything works out for you, man. I hate to see everyone suffering for what happened. It's absolutely terrible. So I hope that things get better for you, man. So yeah, guys, get over to the Patreon, like I said, yeah, links down below. I will see you guys this evening. Be here at 5 o'clock, guys. 5:30 Central PM today. I'm going to be doing the live stream with Wes. He's going to be here. We're going to talk Onyx coin. So yeah, make sure you guys are here. Jackie's adding more today. Nice. That's what I like to see. Red days are for shopping. All right, guys, I will see you guys in a couple of hours. I'm going to head to the gym. I'll be back in about 3 hours for the live stream. I'll see you guys then.